2004 Equatorial Guinea coup d'etat attempt. Network of support and financiers. Mark Thatcher. On August 25, 2004, Mark Thatcher, the son of the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, was arrested under anti-mercenary laws in South Africa after being accused of helping to finance the coup to remove President Obeng. Steele was one of the pilots picked to fly the key planners of the coup in a chartered King 200 twin-turboprop aircraft, registered ZSNBJ, who later turned prosecution witness in South Africa. Steele: I met Mark Thatcher 3 or 4 times. He was a partner in the venture. He put in about $250,000. The money was wired to my company account in various installments. The helicopters cost about $600 an hour plus $5,000 each for the pilots and $10,000 a month for special insurance. Thatcher has admitted putting money into Steele's company, AAA Aviation, but he has said it was to cover the cost of an air ambulance project. Steele dismissed this explanation. He knew what was going on, he said. I only knew him in the context of the Equatorial Guinea business. I didn't know him before and I haven't met him since. On October 13, 2004 in London, a lawyer for the Equatorial Guinea government said that telephone records showed 4 calls between the homes of one of the alleged financiers behind the plot, Eli Khalil, and Lord Archer in the run-up to the coup attempt in March. Another alleged plotter, Greg Wales, also made 5 calls to Sir Mark Thatcher in the days after the failed coup. On January 13, 2005, Mark Thatcher, in a South African court, pleaded guilty to helping finance a coup plot in Equatorial Guinea. South African police were able to prove that Mr. Thatcher had transferred about $285,000 to the mercenaries that were to execute the operation and had met and talked frequently to them prior to the coup attempt. After pleading guilty, he was given a 4-year suspended sentence and a fine of about $560,000. Simon Mann paid $500,000, $281,000 towards the plot, according to a list of alleged financiers in the hands of the South African police. Eli Khalil, the Chelsea-based Lebanese oil billionaire who is being sued in London by the Equatorial Guinea regime, is alleged to have raised another $750,000. Mr. Khalil's solicitor said that he did not wish to respond to the claim that he had raised money for the plotters. But he denied any knowledge of the plot. Karim Falaha was a Lebanese associate of Mr. Khalil. He is a director of Asian trading and investment in Beirut, which signed a contract with Simon Mann to invest $5 million in West African projects. Other than the appearance of his name on the list, there is nothing to suggest he had any involvement in the coup. David Tremine, a South Africa-based British businessman, is alleged to have raised $500,000. Mr. Tremine is alleged to have been fronting for a syndicate of South African and other minor investors. Tremine denies any involvement in the coup. Jeffrey Archer. Bank details of Simon Mann's Guernsey firm, Logo Logistics, reveal that a J.H. Archer made a payment of $134,000, $74,000 into his account in the days before the failed coup attempt. Lord Archer initially issued a statement through his lawyers stating that he had no prior knowledge of the alleged coup and that he had not spoken to Sir Mark for approximately 10 years. In January, on the same day the plotters were meeting at Sandton, outside Johannesburg, Eli Khalil called Lord Archer and the pair apparently spoke for 15 minutes. Other calls followed in the run-up to the coup attempt. A lawyer for the Equatorial Guinea government said in London that telephone records showed 4 calls between Eli Khalil and Lord Archer in the run-up to the coup attempt in March. Severo Moto. Prosecutors said Equatorial Guinea's opposition leader, Severo Moto, based in Spain, offered the group $1.8 million and oil rights to overthrow the government. Timothy Bell, Lady Thatcher's former spin doctor, is linked to the case by advising Mr. Mann's friends. Baron Bell has said that as far as he was aware neither Sir Mark nor Mr. Hart were involved in the alleged coup. Greg Wales/U.S. administration. President Obeng accused the U.S. of backing the plot, but the Pentagon denies supporting it. U.S. officials say it was Greg Wales who made all the approaches to them. Greg Wales, a London-based property dealer, is alleged to have raised $500,000. Equatorial Guinea official sources claim that in November 2006, when the plot was in its early stages, an old Etonian mercenary, Simon Mann, paid Mr. Wales about $8,000. Mr. Wales denies any involvement in the coup. Teresa Whelan, a member of the Bush administration in charge of African affairs at the Pentagon, twice met a London-based businessman, Greg Wales, in Washington before the coup attempt. Mr. Wales has been accused of being one of its organizers, but has denied any involvement. A U.S. defense official told Newsweek magazine, Mr. Wales mentioned in passing, there might be some trouble brewing in Equatorial Guinea. Specifically, he had heard from some business associates of his that wealthy citizens of the country were planning to flee in case of a crisis. UK prior knowledge. Britain was given a full outline of the coup plot, including the dates, details of arms shipments and key players, months before the coup was launched. Despite Britain's clear obligations under international law, Jack Straw failed to warn the government of Equatorial Guinea. Until November 9, 2004, cabinet ministers have denied any prior knowledge of the attempted illegal coup. Jack Straw and Minister for Africa Chris Mullen were however personally told of the plot on Friday 30 January. After receiving news of the coup, Jack Straw ordered a change to evacuation plans for British citizens in Equatorial Guinea. President Obeng commented on the lack of warning despite admissions of prior knowledge. This is particularly surprising in view of the fact that a number of British citizens and residents of the UK appear to be central to the conspiracy to overthrow the government of Equatorial Guinea. Jack Straw had told Parliament that the Foreign and Commonwealth Office did investigate if there were any British companies involved in the plot after receiving confidential reports, but failed to find any evidence. British officials, and Jack Straw, were forced to apologise to the Observer after categorically denying they had prior knowledge of the coup plot. Spain. President Obeng accused the Spanish government of supporting the plot. The allegation could explain the coincidental position of two Spanish warships off the coast of Equatorial Guinea, at the time of the arrests of the alleged plotters. Miguel Mifuno, special advisor to Equatorial Guinea's president, accused the Spanish government of funding opposition groups in exile and supporting the coup directly. Our intelligence sources say that the warship was going to arrive on the same date that the coup attempt was going to take place, 8 March. The warships was already in our territorial waters with 500 soldiers aboard. Meanwhile, there was a team of foreign mercenaries already in Equatorial Guinea who knew where we lived. They had plans to kill 50 people and to arrest others. The Spanish Foreign Ministry spokeswoman denied the allegations. There was no ship there. We deny any kind of implication in any attempted coup. However, the Spanish Foreign Minister, Ana Palacio, seemed to contradict the spokeswoman's statement. They weren't on a mission of war, but one of cooperation.